Firefighters from Orono and Old Town responded to a fire on Pushaw Lake today. In a post to social media, Old Town Fire Rescue said the crews took a boat out to the island and they were able to put the fire out quickly to stop it spreading to a nearby camp there. They say they were also able to monitor the fire from above with their new drone. A young man from Westbrook drowned while swimming in the pond on Tumbledown Mountain this afternoon. In a press release, the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife shared that the 19-year-old was swimming with a group after hiking the mountain at around 1:30 this afternoon. They say he started to struggle and went underwater. He never came back up. Witnesses pulled him from the water, called 911, and started CPR. Officials say a Forest Service helicopter responded and emergency crews also gave CPR, but the man passed away at the scene. Kennebunk Town Hall will be back open tomorrow after it closed for the day due to a bomb threat. Police say the assessor's office, as well as Kennebunk Fire Rescue, which is in that same building, both received an email about the threat. First responders evacuated the building. Investigators say after a search, they found no evidence of any explosives. They say the threat likely came from out of state. If you have any information that could help police with their investigation, they ask that you give them a call. That number is on your screen. Wells Beach closed to swimmers today after a shark was spotted this morning. The 10-foot juvenile shark was confirmed to be within 500 feet of the beach. This is the most recent shark sighting as of late. There have also been sightings at Pine Point Beach in Scarborough and Reed State Park in Georgetown, among others. A jury heard opening statements in Belfast today in the trial of a Burnham woman accused of animal cruelty. Prosecutors say Alexis Ingraham is responsible for creating what witnesses described as horrible living conditions for dogs, cats, and horses in her care. According to the district attorney, a horse had to be put down due to an infection. A woman who was asked to watch Ingraham's animals testified that 5 puppies were left outside in a livestock trailer during the winter. She also claimed that many of the animals on Ingraham's property appeared very unhealthy when she took them in for a few days. Prosecutors say Ingraham knowingly allowed the conditions and is responsible for the animals' suffering.
I'm going to ask you to come back with a verdict of guilty and find Alexis Ingraham guilty of aggravated cruelty to animals and cruelty to animals for what she did and what she didn't do, for her depraved indifference, her outrageous and brutal and revolting and shocking conduct to these animals.
Ingraham's defense attorney, Jeffrey Toothaker, waived his opening statements. Today, he argued the dogs were not house animals and had already spent months outside. Officials say they expect the case to wrap up on Friday. Troy Jackson, who has replaced Graham Plattner as Maine's Democratic U.S. Senate nominee, is responding to allegations reported by the Bangor Daily News today. The article cites a report from the Fort Kent Police Department saying that Jackson's partner told police that he had, quote, pushed her around in 1988 after he had gotten into a physical altercation with another man. Jackson was 19 at the time. In a statement shared tonight by Jackson's campaign, Jackson admitted to the fight almost 40 years ago. He said in part, quote, I took responsibility for it then, and I take responsibility for it now. But let me be clear, I have never been violent with my partner Lana or any other woman. This happened nearly 4 decades ago, and I assure Mainers this incident in no way reflects the man I am today or the life I've led in the years since. Jackson's partner also shared a statement saying in part, quote, I do not remember making the statements attributed to me and they are not accurate. Troy and I have built a life and family together and I know the person he has been through the decades since, both as a caring partner and father. The campaign also said that the case was resolved with a $50 fine. Since the start of the year, Lewiston has seen about 20 shootings, many involving teens and repeat offenders. Now the city is launching a new initiative aimed at curbing the violence, and one part of that plan got underway today. News Center Maine's Alex Haskell has the details.
It's a mobile unit. Officers will be staffing it.
There's a bike ride.
This is Lewiston Police Department's mobile unit. It will move through different neighborhoods to increase police visibility across the city.
I think residents should expect they will see more police officers just out in the community.
The unit launched Wednesday as part of the city's new Community Engagement and Accountability Initiative. City Administrator Brian Canerath says officers are also doing more foot patrols, with bike patrols coming soon.
This is over and above what is normally on shift for our complement of officers. So what we're doing is we're paying overtime to officers who would not normally have been scheduled at that time.
The increase in the number of officers on the street comes as Lewiston looks for ways to address growing gun violence, especially among juveniles.
We've had quite a few recent shootings, and we know that, and we want to get ahead of it and try to be out there in the community the best we can.
The extra patrols are possible after City Council approved $200,000 in funding last week. Lieutenant Derek St. Laurent says staffing shortages have made that kind of community policing difficult.
Almost a dozen officers short. We're pretty much responding just call to call.
The city's initiative has a second piece focused on accountability. Canerath says the goal is to make changes at the legislative level to end what he calls a revolving door of repeat offenders.
Empowering our local DAs to be part of decision making when it comes to releasing some of these repeat offenders, and also giving the court system more tools to possibly detain some of those more violent repeat offenders.
That was Alex Haskell reporting for us. Now, Canerath says work on that part of the initiative is already underway. He says there are plans to meet with local lawmakers to discuss this next week.